Well, Populous has been lucky to be involved in the Olympics for about 10 years, starting with the original bid and then the master plan. But my involvement has been with the Olympic Stadium as one of the project architects for the Olympic Stadium. No, not really. I think to really create truly sustainable design, you need not just architecture and engineering, but a lot of the other components of the design team and also the client that go together in making those decisions. So I think we are very fortunate in the UK to have excellent engineering consultancy, and certainly I think the marriage of architecture and engineering is a very critical part of developing sustainable design. We've done some research into sustainable stadia, and what it showed us was actually the embodied energy is more significant than the operational energy. So to actually really make an impact in this area, you've got to really reduce the embodied energy in the original design. And so for us, that was really working very closely with the engineers, looking at each component of the design. So we sort of broke the stadium down into a series of components: the seating bowl, the roof, other elements like that, and then refined each of those particular pieces so that they were the lightest, most efficient way of delivering each of those elements. So for example, with the roof, we developed the compression ring structure, which is like a bicycle ring, where you have lots of light pieces of steel that, by virtue of being in that oval shape, have an inherent strength. And that's really just one example of, I think, how you can run through the whole design to get that sort of efficiency. Well, I think one of the challenges with the Olympic Stadium was that the brief was to design a stadium for 80,000 people for the Games and then reduce it to 25,000 after. Now, we'll all be aware that there are other conversations now about whether that capacity might be 40 or 50 or 60, but the idea of flexibility and adaptability probably meant that we couldn't introduce in the original design some of the features that we might do if it had been a permanent building. Because obviously it's pointless building in some of those elements to a temporary structure which is then going to be taken away or reused afterwards. So I guess what we would hope is that with the plans that we're currently working on for the Legacy Stadium, that some of those elements, maybe like the rainwater harvesting, which we weren't able to do in the original design, might be accommodated in the Legacy design. Well, I mean, overall, the Olympic project has been a great success. I think if you've seen Stratford and seen the way in which the park has been transformed over the last few years, and to see the maturing of the landscape, it's very exciting. I think the landscape setting is going to be a truly unique element of the London Games. In terms of the stadium, we've been very proud to hand that over back to the ODA a year ago, ahead of programme. So they've been spending the last year, LOCOG have been basically putting the finishing touches to the stadium. But no, I think the series of test events that have been running through the velodrome and the aquatic centre have also been successful, and the stadiums is due on the 5th of May. So all being well, we'll be set for that. I think what London has done is to really sort of move the conversation forward. I think in terms of the depth and the detail to which it's embraced sustainability. I think the organisers will acknowledge that not everything has been achieved that they hoped for, but I think what we've tried to do and what they've tried to do is really move things forward a lot further. And I think in comparison to past games, London will really have moved the sustainability agenda a lot further forward. But hopefully it's something that other future cities will pick up at that stage.